The roads, they do seem to be clearing up this morning after a little bit of a wet night. And the reality is, though, we could be in for more storms later today.
Yeah, we've been hearing some safety tips throughout the morning from Jen Wall. Now we're going to check in with the experts at ADOT. We have Doug Nitzel on the phone with us this morning. Thank you for joining us.
You bet, Rachel.
So first of all, the rain is clearing up as we've been seeing at this hour, but we do know we have more monsoon weather in the forecast. So what are some do's and don'ts people really should be thinking about when they hit the roads today?
You know, if we do have the storms fire up again by this afternoon, we know that's a possibility. So if you're going to be traveling in the rain, the most significant thing is you need to slow down out there on the roadway, because you need to be able to improve your situation in terms of braking distance. So slowing down makes a big difference, and then also giving yourself some extra distance between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. That also helps too. But we're also asking folks to be cautious, especially on the statewide highway system, because rain like this can start to loosen rocks that are above some of the highways out there. So we want folks to be keeping an eye out for debris out there on the highways. You could have rocks or boulders that do wind up coming down onto the pavement.
Doug Nitzel from ADOT joining us this morning. All right, so Doug, when it rains really hard and really fast, obviously flooding becomes a concern. We're looking at places like the I-17 and Greenway, places that people who live in that area know just tends to flood all the time in those situations. So is there anything you guys are doing at that point specifically to help out in areas like that?
Well, the good news is, Ryan, that we do have a project underway right now. It's actually been underway since last year. We're adding a modernized regional drainage system along I-17 in between Dunlap on up to Greenway, and that's partway installed. So far, we've been able to hook up the interchanges at Peoria and Cactus, and that has worked out really well with the new pipeline system that's going in. We're still working in the area near Thunderbird and Greenway, and so that's why we're still having some issues with standing water, some flooding at those underpasses, because they are not yet hooked up to that system. We expect that will happen sometime in 2022. But this will be a gravity-controlled system using the pipelines to move the water. And the existing pump stations at Greenway and Thunderbird, they are very old, and they have trouble keeping up with significant rainfall. Those pump stations are going to be retired. They will no longer be part of the system. So that'll be good news. We think we're going to make a significant difference when it comes to those particular areas once that project is completed.
Yeah, and then one more question. Sometimes even after the storm has passed, there's a lot of debris that's left out on the roads. Any advice for folks when it comes to navigating around all that?
Yeah, especially at nightfall, when you can have still debris coming down on state highways. What we would want folks to be doing is paying attention more than anything else. Avoid the distractions. And again, when I talk about slowing down, at nighttime you have to be extra cautious because your visibility is reduced. We want you to be looking ahead to see if there's any debris out there on the roadway. Again, just need people to take it very seriously, especially if we do have a repeat of any storm activity into this afternoon or even this evening.
Doug Nitzel from ADOT up early with us this morning with some good advice if you're headed out on the roads. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.